Hello students, in today's video we'll talk on modals. Modals are auxiliary verbs basically which are used to express the mood or attitude of a speaker or the subject. And one thing we must notice that they are always followed by a main verb after it. Means like other primary auxiliaries, English modals or modal verbs cannot stand alone. Like you must have seen cases where your primary auxiliary is followed by main verb, and sometime after primary auxiliary there is no main verb. But with auxiliaries like modals, it is always must to be one main verb after it. They cannot stand alone. That's why we call them modals, and they express certain mood, mode or attitude of a speaker. What are these? This may be possibility, advice, ability and request. Suppose I say my friend may not come today. Fine. So it expresses his mood. He may come or he may not come. Fine. If I say he should write to his father, so it's a piece of advice. So the mode of the sentence is little different. So to express this mode, that is of request or advice or mood, if he may come or not, or attitude. So all these things about a subject, these modals are very useful, and that is why we call them modals. Fine. There are certain points to remember about English modals. We'll discuss them later. First of all, let's understand basically there are two types of auxiliary verbs. These are not two types of English modals. These are two types of auxiliary verbs in English. First is primary auxiliary and the second one is modal auxiliary. So in detail we are going to talk on modal auxiliaries today. So what is primary auxiliary? In this comes be form like is, am, are, was, were, do, that is do, does or did, and have, has, have and had. So these all helping verbs come in first category, that is primary auxiliary. So the main task of these auxiliaries is to help the main verb or to express its tense, its number or its person. That is why we call them helping verbs or auxiliary verbs or linking verbs. Now come to the second category. We are going to work on detail modal auxiliary. These are also helping verb, but it expresses the tendency and the mode or mood of the doer. Fine. And these are not affected by the tense, by the person or by the number of the subject. And we use the base form of the verb always after a modal auxiliary. Fine. So there are 12 or 13 main English modals. Let's understand about their use and how to use them. So there are two very important things I want to talk about modals. One is modals do not change their forms with the person and number of subject. Like suppose I say I go, Ram goes. So this main verb or helping verb we are changing. Do or does we also change. If the subject is first person, we write do. If the subject is third person singular, we write does. But with English modal, if I say I will go, then I say Ram will go. So both the cases our subject is different, but still we are using the same form of auxiliary, that is will. So it does not change. Number one, like for they we also use will, and for he we also use will only. There is no certain change in that. Number two, the main verb after a modal must be always in a base form. Means you will follow always verb in first form after any English modal. Do not commit any mistake in using it. So let's take the first English model, that is may. Its uses. Its uses are to express factual probability or possibility. Like, it is likely to rain today. It is possible that it will rain. Its meaning is this. Fine. Or it may rain today. You can see this. So one use of may is to express factual probability or possibility. The second and very common use for seeking permission. We use it for seeking permission. May I come in? Now let's come to third. It is to express your good wishes, blessings. May you live long, or may God bless you. So we use it in this way also for expressing our blessings. We also use may as a fourth use for expressing our purpose at cases. Work hard so that you may pass. But there in the sentence there is certain change. Work hard so that you may pass. But there is a main verb in command or in instruction way. Work hard. First verb and second is here in the form of may. Work hard so that you may pass. So this is also used to express purpose. Now the second one is might. We also use it as in the past form of may. So it is also known as past participle of second form of may or past form of may. So it is to express like it might rain tomorrow. Means the use is not written here, but the use is to express a possibility that is less probable, less possible. The intensity of this probability is less than may. We have used, you can see the word shayad, means there is possibility is little less than may. It may rain tomorrow and it might rain tomorrow. So possibility is more in may. Second is he worked hard so that he might pass. Again the use is for expressing purpose. So we have talked on this. To express less possibility we use might. He might attend the party, means the possibility is little less than may. Fine, we have talked on this also. So we use might for using the past possibility or in the form of past of may, or to express less possibility. And we also use it for guess. He might be there. If I say please go to principal office, he might be there. So to express the possibility we also use this. Now let's come to talk about can. A very common use of this, you all know that well. We use it for expressing our mental ability or our physical capacity or capability or skill. So there are three usages at one time I am reading. Like this is first example is of mental capability. I am capable of speaking English. Fine. So we can use it in second way. I can speak English. Second, he can solve a problem. Again capacity. The third use again, Ram can drive a car. Or we also use it to grant permission. Like it is less formal. It is little informal. Like suppose there is my brother and sister and I am asking permission. So we can use, can I use this? But I cannot use it in an office or in a formal way. So it is also used to take or to give permission also. Like the person who is senior to me can say to me that yes, you can go, because he is senior to me. But I cannot ask a permission in office person who is senior to me. Sir, can I go? This will look awkward. I can ask, can I go to my friend, to my brother or to my sister? Right? We also use can to show theoretical possibility. Smoking can cause cancer. So theoretically it is proven, and we can use can to express such phenomenon. This example is again of theoretical possibility. Accidents can happen anywhere. Fine. So let's move to fourth now. This is could. First use, we use could to show past ability. It is past form of can. Like when I was of your age, when I was very young, I could jump this much. So to express our past ability, when I was of your age, so was is used there. So to express our past ability, we use could. He could speak English when he was at school. Means now he is not at school. Now he is a younger person. He is adult, but the person is talking about past ability or capability. He could not solve my problem. So he is talking about some past happening. We also use it to express less possibility also. Like Ram could be at office. So there is less possibility. If we say maybe, possibility is higher. Anything could be happen, again possibility is little less of being happening. And this is very common use, the third use that I am talking now. In optative sentences, we use could to invite or to ask, to seek permission, and it is more polite than can. If I say, could I take your pen please? So could is more polite than can. So we use it in that form as well. Could we go now? So this is more polite than can. We also use it for answering to show what to do. You could revise your lesson at least once a week. So to answer for what we should do or what we must do. This much. Now let's talk about shall. We talked in future tense as well. So it is again modal or auxiliary. We call it modal auxiliary. That's why to express or show simple future tense. I shall go to Kolkata tomorrow. So for expressing simple future, we also use shall. We also use shall to express our promise, command, order, threat. All these. Fine. Like you shall have some more to eat. You shall defeat the enemy. So to express all these modes, moods, attitudes, we use shall also. We use it also to express suggestions or offer. But these are generally in the form of interrogative. Shall we go for a picnic now? So this is, we are asking suggestion or we are putting one proposal or offer. Shall I open the window? So for this use we also use shall. So this much only in this video. Please practice well. Make sentences of your own. Read your reader book. Search their English models and know about their usage in what situations they are used to enrich your knowledge. Thank you.